it did not recognize my face. And for some reason, my pin was not working, so I had to restart my computer. So my apologies. Let me just pull you guys up here and also grab the image for today. I think there's a couple of images and I have not looked at them. So I'm going to be choosing with you. And happy September. This month we are working on nocturnal images. It doesn't really look like it right here, right now, because this was from yesterday's virtual art retreat. We went to Venezuela and we are going to be in Venezuela for 2 more days. And then next week we go to Latvia. So welcome. If you are here with us, I'm just going to clean up my workspace. I have a whole palette of gouache from yesterday, so I can reuse that. I'm just going to spray that. And yeah, these are some small sketches that we did, and we did some value studies as well. And then a couple of unfinished pieces, but those can be finished pretty quickly. And if you have seen some of my stories, then you'll see some others who have been doing my classes and their work. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Hi, Sarah. Good morning. I know I'm late. Everybody's probably like, where is she? Where is she? So I turned on my computer and it did not recognize me. So, but that's not, you know, I don't know. I don't feel very different or look very different this morning, but it just did not recognize my face, which is kind of scary that it determines on how you look in the morning to whether your computer can recognize you. I have put my nocturnal images, or I'm going to be putting them in here. And I think I am going to cover this with tape after putting maybe a little bit more paint on. Of course, there's tape on here and acrylic paint does not stick to tape. So this was yesterday's, and I am going to just look at my image for today on the Padlet and see what I want to paint. Our group, hi Teresa, our Blue Shine Art group has been populating the month of the Nocturnal month. And today is Michelle. And yeah, there's a couple. There's this one, which is quite fun to do. I quite like how it's not super clear, but this one I think is the one that I'm going to be working on. So the lighthouse. So I'm going to just put my thing on Do Not Disturb and lock screen as well, so it doesn't move around. So I did have one that I thought I had prepped, so I'm going to go through. At the weekend and last week we prepped pages to and this is what has happened in the past as well. I've prepped pages and I'm like, where's the page that I prepped? I should have put a little number on it, but I didn't. So I'll pull something up. I think it was this one actually. I think I'm going to go with this one. Yeah, it was this one because I have the other one just in case. I want to do this one as well. So these are just old pieces of work or old piece of paper that I've scraped color on. And then I've looked at the image and done a little bit to help me, hopefully, with the painting. So we will see. It's just you guys here today. I find that very strange. Or maybe everybody's getting ready for their painting session. Okay, I'm going to plug this in as well because I need this later for Venezuela. And I think we can get started. Like I said, I have some gouache here And I'm going to be using a little bit of ink as well, just to, so a mix between gouache and ink, acrylic ink, not not regular ink. And I have some blue and some black. Where's my black? That's indigo, but I'm not sure if I have anything in there. That's the black. And then I'll be using these as well for like the gouache for the house. So I may just sketch it out because I don't want to go over the yellow that I have put on here. So I think I'm going to sketch it out. I could do this one upside down as well. Anyone fancy doing this one upside down? We could do that. Good morning, Meryl. Hi, Barbara. Hello, Laura. Hey, Nick. How are you? Yeah, maybe I'll go upside down with this one. I mean, you know, we're going wonky, so why not go all wonky, right? Yesterday, my piece was so wonky, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to just activate my gouache by spraying a little bit of water on, and maybe I'll go straight in with the blue. Actually, if I start to sketch it out, I'll go straight in with the blue. I feel a little braver when it's upside down. I don't know if you guys feel the same. Good morning, good morning. How is everybody today? And which one are you guys working on? Are you working on this one as well? Okay, so I'm going to bring the horizon way down here. It's a little bit of a strange perspective in this one. I do want the house in, so I don't want to not get the house in. I think because Michelle was maybe like down low looking up, but I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to paint, because if I start thinking about perspective while I'm upside down, that's not a good way to start an upside down painting. You kind of just have to go with what you see and trust what you see. And hope that it's right. And if it's not right, embrace the craziness. Now, I should have turned my page upside down because I don't have as much yellow over here. That's okay. Really, is when you're prepping pages, it's not about getting it completely correct. It's more about just starting the project. And I like that there's color on the page and you don't have to worry about, you know, that blank white page. Also, gouache seems to go nicely over painted pages, so I feel like I have is it the protractor that does the angles? Or yeah, the protractor in my brain going, is that the right angle? Is that the right angle? There is a tool that you can use for that, especially when you're drawing and painting outside, to get the angles right. But it's also good practice just to try and get it right in your head. So again, this is not the right blue, but I think it's okay to not use the exact colors. It's more about the values when you're doing something like this. So you could do the scene in in completely different colors, but still look maybe like a night scene because you have the glow. And okay, I'm not sure. I thought I used, what did I use for that yellow the other day? Did I not use acrylics? I thought I used acrylics, but it feels like it's lifting, which is really strange. It's okay, the sky will be a bit green. Okay, I'm dipping into my black, and I'm going to start blending these two. I can hear little Miss Piper coming down. She suddenly realized that I wasn't upstairs anymore. And let's get some more blue from here. My blue is running out, but oh, Susan says, I know this lighthouse very well. It's near where my sister has a home. We ride our bikes to it all the time. Beautiful. Oh, that's too funny. And Susan says, good morning. Feeling a little bit like fall this morning outside. Yes. And Michelle says, hi everyone, and thanks for painting my pics. I am painting the street light at the end of the road. Susan, you met Michelle. I guess you probably had that conversation already, that you met Michelle in New York. Did you guys know that you have family and yourselves living close to each other? Okay, so Patty asked me a question yesterday. I think it was yesterday. She's like, why do you not mix on your page? And I guess I don't think about it, but I do, especially when I've got inks and things like that. I do mix on my page because I want it to blend. So it's not that I don't. I guess when you're asked, I don't know, I was like probably not thinking, but yeah, it happens. All right, I've got lots of brown here, which I'm going to also make much darker, but I will have to do that on the page because I don't want acrylics on my palette. Ah, she came down. Hi, Miss Piper. I've already taken her out, so she should be okay. So this definitely needs a bit of blue. Whoops, not that much blue. Oh, and I love the lights in the background as well. So today is Tuesday, the 2nd, and things that happen on Tuesday are things like Dylan Sarah has a drawing session on Tuesdays, and I think Beth and Helen Stark are doing a live session today. So they will be on Substack live, and I did get confirmation that that is at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's 7 p.m. Helen's time, and she's over in the UK. So if you want to listen and watch them, they will be on live, and that's exactly the same time as Dylan's. So I think I'm gonna try and do Dylan's today because I've been missing painting and drawing faces. So it is free for anyone to come to his Tuesdays. I know that some of you do it that are here, but yeah, go to Dylan Sarah on Instagram, and I think he links his link to his Zoom in his whatchamacallit, in his profile. And that says, I believe it's at 2. Yes, at 2. 7 p.m. UK time, which is 2 p.m. here. Susan says, not sure we've met. Michelle says, no, but hi, hang on, but weren't you both at Sam's workshop? Susan and Michelle? I thought you were both, or maybe you did different days. Ah. Good morning, Carolyn. It's so nice to see that you can now comment. That was really bizarre. All right. We have a few colors that I'm going to now try and attempt to, they're, you know, different. I know that this yellow is way too yellow, so it's probably going to have, I'm going to have to push that back a little bit. And it almost goes into a peachy color. And I know there's a roof on here as well, which I will add. But just going to get this mid-tone in. And it's funny because the mid-tone is, the sky back here is lighter than this wall. So now I have to adjust that because that's lighter, which doesn't make sense, or complete sense anyway. Did I have white? I don't have white. I've got light color here, so maybe I can just get some lighter blue. Michelle says, I was, yes, at Sam's on the first day. Michelle says, I love that you're painting upside down. Fascinating to me. Michelle, if you haven't tried it, try it. I go this route to just relax my brain. Not that, you know, it's crazy in there, but sometimes, like with all these angles and everything, instead of drawing it out, and I want to have that fresh feel of the, you know, the blocking, the painting, and not having lines to go by, and just really trusting shapes. And so upside down is a great tool for that. Okay, I'm liking better the transition between the light down here and the dark. It's not the right blue, but that's okay. Which Susan is this? One of Susan's was there on the first day with Michelle and me. It's Susan Kane. She's in our classes and she's in our group. I'm sure you guys were there all together, or maybe not. Hang on, Susan. Oh, it must have been another Susan. There are a lot of us. Okay, Susan, maybe I'm getting confused. Did you go to Sam's Did you go to Sam's opening? Maybe that's where I'm getting confused. Maybe you went to Sam's opening and I thought it was her workshop. Oh yeah, because you were in Oaxaca for her workshop, weren't you? Oh, okay. Then I'm confusing. So what? Well, you guys are very close to each other. Like you're both in New York, so. Yeah, I was getting confused. Yes, you went to Sam's opening. I think there's only one Susan Kane. There's the other Susan, who is also in New York. Okay, so this is where the trust of those angles is really needed. And when you think you're doing things really wrong, you just got to trust it. Okay, yeah, something's wrong. Look, I've got a double roof here. How did that happen? Okay, so I'm just going to keep the double roof because, or maybe just make this part longer. And I've gone over my yellow. I think I can correct it. Okay. So this is this part down here. This is, I'm going to just fill this in because this is the roof that is going to be darker. And then it does get lighter. Yeah, I may have to turn my page over sooner than later, so that I get this right. And the pink has nothing to do with it, so that's going to go. But I do like a little bit of splash of pink in there. Good morning, Melissa. How are you? Susan says, Michelle, where in New York are you? NYC? And Nicole says, whoops, gotta go. See you soon. Bye, Nick. Thanks for joining. I loved your piece, by the way, if you're still here, yesterday. Michelle says, no, I live in Port Washington. You? How far is Port Washington from NYC? "25 miles. Oh, that's not far at all. Okay. Oh no, I mixed it. I wasn't going to mix it. I'm trying to keep my acrylic inks off of my glass palette. I know that I can just wash it off, so it's okay. All this has to be lighter, so I'm going to have to come in. Maybe I'll come in with a neo color into that area. Yeah, and my windows are, I've made the house much taller. It's going to be fun to just turn it over and see what I've got, because I feel like I've gone a little bit array. Like that should have been, there should have been space in between there. It'll be a very wonky drawing this morning. Well, we did say we like wonky, so that's okay. Amy says upside down is great. Thank you. It's just a little bit off this morning, Amy, but that's, you know, it's all right. I'm embracing the off. I'm going to get some lighter colors on here, go over some of these bright yellows. This is actually, sometimes a palette is, it's good to leave your palettes from other paintings if you can reactivate it, obviously, because there's a lot of colors here that I don't really have to mix. I just need to reactivate from yesterday's session. Okay, so this is where I went a bit wrong. So I'm going to just have to correct a little bit here. It's just going to be a tall house right here. And yeah, that does have to be darker as well, this wall. And we're just changing the whole house. It's not good. Susan says, I'm in Manhattan. I love escaping to Pocasset whenever possible. Is that where Michelle is close to, or is that where your sister is? Susan? Oh yeah, my coffee. Forgot my coffee. No, that's where the lighthouse is in Cape Cod. Ah. Okay, let's get a little bit of this green down here. And then I think I'm going to just get that light. Oh, I don't know where that blue came from. I'm going to get some of the light yellow over here and then correct some of this area. I'm going to turn it over as well soon so that I can see where I'm making huge mistakes. that's the thing. Like right now I can see that there are issues, but to correct them, I'm like, do I turn it back over or do I try and correct them here? Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can just use Neocolor to get some light on this side. And then I can use gouache over the top to put any details. Okay, this isn't dry yet, so I've got to wait with that. Oh, and I didn't really put the top of the lighthouse, so I can do that. I can either do that with my 14B or I can do it with, it is dry. Let's try. The lures just don't go over the same as the Caran d'Ache. That's the only, see how the Caran d'Ache sits on top? So there is a slight difference in those two. Okay, a smaller brush. It's looking quite muddy. Michelle says, I painted the lighthouse over a dozen times when I was there. I've taken a screenshot of your upside down technique. Gotta show my kids. It's, yeah, definitely not my technique, but I love, love, love working on it. If you've read Drawing with the Right Side of Your Brain, it's in there, but we've been doing it for a while. We're going to start an upside down club where we do an upside down drawing once a week, but it kind of got, I don't know what happened, but it ended up not happening. So we do it sporadically. We've done months where we have only done upside down drawings. Do you remember the month of animals, everybody? And my animals became, they were all dressed. They had clothes on, but yeah, we did animals for a month upside down. I don't think it was just animals. I think there were other things as well included in, I think it was animals and portraits maybe? It was like, or well, we were doing the sketchy class as well, and I think I did I do a lot of the paintings of the portraits upside down? I can't remember. It wasn't paintings, it was pencil and pen, I think, because I found them all together while I was cleaning up my room the other day. So yeah, we use it a lot, and I use it when it's like when there's a really busy scene, because it just takes the stress out of it. Some people don't like it. Some people get disoriented, and it just gives them more of a headache. But I feel like it's calming for me anyway. Yeah, my proportions are a little bit off on this. A lot. And I love the lights in the background there. Okay, so They're definitely quite dark, the railings over on this side. I almost want to make a value, a little value tool to, I know that you can get them, but you can make one quite easily. Basically to see your lights, your midtones, and your darks, because I feel like a lot of us, we underestimate the depth of value. Like when we're drawing something, we think it's a lot lighter than it actually is. So I think that would be a good tool to have on hand to show how dark actually something is. It's very messy. And I feel like it's because of the black, but I shouldn't blame the black, should I? I made this way too big as well. Let's just put one down here. It's not going to be the exact replica. Okay, I'm going to turn it over in a minute. So if you're waiting for that, it will happen soon. I mean, I know that you can turn your screens over. See, I've totally changed this window and made this a lot narrower. But that was because I put an extra, what did I put? I put an extra something. Oh, an extra roof. I changed the whole composition of that. And I'm using very dirty water, which does not help either. Okay, let's just make this a little bit lighter down here. Melissa says the point of upside down is to see things differently. So if you were to turn it right side up, would be the same. So I say flip it. Sorry, I don't. So if I turn it right side up, it would be the same. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going until I'm ready to turn it. I think I'm not quite ready. I'll probably give myself 5 minutes. Yeah, for me it's really about seeing it how I want to see it right side up. Like, this is how I want it. I want to be able to look at an image and not judge it for its perspective or for its lines or for its, I want to be able to see all those things, like the shapes and the colors, and just get the essence of the place rather than getting it perfect. Because I don't know, I just, that's how I want to see it anyway. Such a bad brush, this. It doesn't help that I've used ink on it either. Melissa says, Reb made a value tool by adding a sheet of acetate to her viewfinder. Oh, cool. Turning it right side up will help you see different again. Yes, that's true. But right now, I just want to make sure that I have got enough of this upside down to then turn it, and I don't want to be like, oh, I've got to correct that and I've got to correct that. So really it's more about being okay with what I've got upside down first, and then I'll turn it. There's more life and energy and a piece that way. I think so too. It's yeah, it's less about perfection. All right, I want some, and then I have some here. It's like a peachy color. I'm just going to put it on a piece of paper though, and it's acrylic, so it'll sit right on top of my piece. Good morning, Reb. How are you? Hi, Elvira. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning from a delayed train to Munich. Oh yes, you are going on holiday. How wonderful. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy every day. You're going to have a great time. It's not sitting on top. It's probably not 100% dry. I may have to get my dryer out. This is dry. Oh yeah, my piece is like wonky and nothing is really where it should be. But I'm okay with it. You know, one of my favorite contemporary artists is Zoe Frank. Not that I can compare my work to her, but I love the way she takes something, places it, moves it around, doesn't really care if it's right there. It's almost like her piece moves in time with her, and I like that. So not trying to make that piece anything like that, but I think there's something to be said with it becoming its own thing, if you know what I mean. Oh, I just completely, that little window disappeared. This I don't really love down here. I'm going to try and fix this. I almost dipped my brush in my coffee. Yeah, it does kind of feel like a Nancy Drew, doesn't it? That's funny. Okay, not sure what this color, I think it's just more brown, so just going to activate a little piece of gouache that I have here sitting on my palette. I want this to be darker though. How's everybody else's work going? You know what I like about using like mixed media like this is that it means that I can use everything in my workspace, which it's nice. It's not confining to one specific medium. Not that I think we have had any like reason to be very like steady in one specific medium, but I know that I get into a flow and just use gouache or just use pencil, or so it's nice to just get everything out. I want that to be a little bit warmer over there, and I've got this red gouache, or like a brick red, and I'm going to take some of that on here. Okay, I'm going to turn it over and deal with the craziness. So, I mean, I don't mind it. I'm going to correct a few things and bring in a little bit of light here and there. Let's see, do I have a yellow? I should have a yellow. I do have a little bit of yellow. Okay, so I can use yellow ink. And I should have a white. I do have a white. It's very dirty. I feel like I need to go to the art store and replenish some of my inks. I thought I already did that, but there's a 40% off, so I can get the, I can probably get the FW inks, the set, the primary set, which would be really great. So I'm gonna do that maybe today, because acrylic inks definitely save the day when it comes to nocturnal images, I feel. And thank you everybody for putting your images in the Substack. I think it's great to see everybody's. If you haven't found that yet and you need help finding it, let me know and I will make sure to send you the link to that chat. It's basically in the chat of Substack and you should be able to get to it and add your image. Oh, if Teresa's still here, Teresa, scroll up a little bit and then you'll find your, you'll find the chat. I think you were posting it in a meet, one of the sessions that we had, like you posted it in there. And this window here, I mean, it's all a little bit wonky, so maybe I shouldn't add other windows. That I could just add a little one. Let's just add a little window. I love the glow of these night scenes. I want to correct this wall. That is wonky, very wonky. So I'm going to correct that. Also, the nice thing about acrylics or acrylic inks is that you can correct your thick and heavy lines that you put down by adding. Okay, let's get that peach color again. And I'm going to, this is in the wrong spot. Just going to put this right here. There's a window here, but I can just do the outline or the frame of the window. I keep wanting to go back over to my gouache palette, and I'm like, no, I can't. Okay. So I'm going to add, let's see, a little bit more of a dark area here. Clean this line up slightly. Oh, look at the time already. Can you show us your acrylic inks? Yeah, they're these. This is the acrylic inks. They're FW inks, but I'm using a little bit of a mix between gouache and acrylic. So that's why I'm trying not to mix my palettes. Sorry, where do we need to post? I walked away and didn't hear. You know where you were yesterday? Just scroll up a little bit and you'll see I have the Padlet in one of the posts, and it says Nocturnal month, and that's where people are posting. You posted on a drawing session, which is fine, or I think we had a nocturnal prep, and I posted I should just delete that, but I want you to post your images where other people are seeing them as well, Teresa. So if you just scroll up in the chat on Substack, like, you were in the right place. You just posted in a different stream or feed or thread. So yeah, I think I tagged you and mentioned you in there, but I can send you the link to the chat, or maybe you'll see it when you go in today to post. You just scroll up a little bit more and you'll find it. So yeah, then I could take probably another 2 hours on this piece and, you know, refine and change things up. And oh yes, I wanted to change this wall just a little. So fun, aren't they, the nocturnal images? Because there's so much to them that you just, I don't know, like, I love the fact that you can play and play and play with all these different, like, the values, and I don't know. I think it's a real learning month for me. Again, like, I didn't, you know, I never think that I'm gonna get this and go, oh yeah, that's something that I can do. So it's, yeah, I like that there's a learning curve to this month for sure. Because I know that I'm not getting it completely right. I'm way off on a lot of things, but I'm okay with that as well. angles are so important. It's just the tiniest little angle that'll change your piece. If you are doing my class today, it's at 10, and just a reminder that Beth is having a live with Helen Stark at 2 p.m. Eastern, and also at 2 p.m. is Dylan Sarah's drawing session if you want to go and draw some faces, or not just faces but people. It's a fun session. He always has quite a few people in his session, and they meet weekly and they choose a theme. He has a Patreon as well, but you don't have to be part of his Patreon to join. So you can join just through his link in his bio and send him a little, you know, gift if you want to. I'm going to try and make one of them at least. Okay, well, this window didn't happen, so I just made my own little window there. All right, everybody. It's the idea of the lighthouse. Thank you so much for your image. Michelle, that was fun. I hope you guys all enjoyed your painting morning, if you painted. I can't wait to see them. That's the nice thing about Mondays and Fridays. I get to see them straight away, because I know some people don't post. But if you are here and you're painting Nocturnal with us, please do post on the chat, in the chat. And if you're joining after the fact, please do comment that you were here. I would love to know that you were watching. I'm just using up what I've got here. The little lights on here. Bad, bad, bad. Really not a very good paintbrush, but it's okay. Sometimes these paintbrushes become my favorites though, because they have lots of texture to them. Good for dry brushing. Thank you. I feel like there should be some stars in the sky, and I think I can see there are a couple of stars, aren't there? Did anybody put stars in the sky? I know that there's a North Star right here, which means that Venus should be nearby. Thank you. Yeah, I've got to walk my pup too. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for joining, and yeah, can't wait to see all of your images. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.